Well, the UN veto has drawn the ire of German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who criticised world leaders for the situation in Aleppo. Merkel says aid corridors into the besieged city should be opened immediately. Germany is home to 1 million refugees, many of them fleeing the fighting in Syria. Well, Ira Spitzer joins us now from Berlin with the latest. Ira, some pretty tough words from Angela Merkel. What exactly did she have to say?
Well, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel received some of the loudest applause at her CDU party conference when she said that it was shocking that hundreds of thousands of people, Germans, would go out to protest the global trade deal TTIP, but that there was not that sort of public reaction about the situation in Aleppo, the humanitarian situation there in Syria's largest city. And she called out Russia for its support of the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and said it was a disgrace what's happening there and that they cannot get these humanitarian corridors open. Now, what sort of impact Merkel's words will have? Well, just words themselves, of course, not so much. But what's at stake here, of course, in Germany is the federal elections taking place here next year. So this was Angela Merkel's first real sort of campaign speech, if you will. So talking about Aleppo, talking about the situation there is what we saw happen with the German Chancellor.
You mentioned the upcoming elections there. We've seen an increase in popularity of right-wing, suddenly anti-immigrant, anti-immigration parties across Europe in recent months. How exactly is Chancellor Merkel dealing with that threat domestically?
Well, the Chancellor certainly addressed that threat coming from the AfD party, the far-right party here in Germany, head-on in her remarks. And the big issue that that party and other anti-immigrant forces in Germany have rallied around is the refugee crisis. Of course, Germany allowed in almost 1 million people last year. So what Merkel said, for one, is that she both thanked Germans for what they did to help those refugees arriving, and then also said that that situation must never be repeated, that so many people must not be allowed to cross Germany's borders again. And she talked about working with African countries to help stop migration at the source. So basically, kind of reaching out to those right-wing voters, assuring them that her government would get tough on immigration and on refugees, while at the same time not committing to setting an upper limit on refugees. So, of course, everyone watching this election extremely closely. We've seen the rise of far-right populism around Europe as well as the United States. So many are calling and looking at Angela Merkel as sort of the last bastion of these this sort of liberal democracies in Europe.
Okay, Ira, thank you.